everyone. I hope you're doing well. It is Monday, and today I wanted to address something that's very important and that I have learned and am still practicing implementing, and that is the rhythm of rest. We're definitely living in a fast-paced world, and we sometimes just feel overwhelmed and over-exuded, and our energy is just completely drained. I am so guilty of this because we want to please everybody, or we just want to do the best we can, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist myself. So if this sounds like you, I want to help you find your rhythm of rest. And like I normally do, I'm going to talk about myself personally. I have always been one to be up at 6 a.m. and if I go to bed at 1, that's just my style. But I have learned through the grace of God and just life itself, truly just how important it is to find that quiet time, to find that place of rest. And I started out personally, like I said, just maybe taking a day to myself. Well, I quickly learned that that doesn't always pan well or fit into a schedule. We might not get an entire day. If you can do that, I say take that day. You're allowed that day. You work hard, whether it's at your school, at your place of business, at home as a wife, a mother, a father, a son, a daughter, whatever it is. We all play many, many roles in our lives. And when we do not rest, we are hurting ourselves physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And we cannot allow ourselves to get drained like that. So I had to find my rhythm to rest. And like I said, that whole day didn't always pan out. So what I kind of prayed about it, and I asked God, I was like, look, when I get to that point of being overwhelmed, I'm no good to anyone. And I quickly learned that, especially as we age and stuff like that, and more things get put on our plate. So I asked God, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Because even God rested on the seventh day, So like I started out with the one day, and that really was not fitting into my hectic schedule. So I started out with maybe like a half a day, whether that be on a Saturday or Sunday after church or whatever. And it's crazy because I've still, by Thursday, especially Friday, I just found myself still just like stressed. And when we get like that, obviously I suffer from, various pains and stuff anyway, but I would get headaches. I was not sleeping, my back, my neck, whatever, it hurt. And I was just not in a good mood, and that affects your family, that affects your loved ones and everyone around you. And because we want to be our best, I knew I had to do another adjustment to my rhythm of rest. So I went back into prayer and I just was like, God, I can't give up more time. And it was just quickly pressed upon me, Shanda, literally, without that time, everything else you're doing is mute. And you might need it daily. I'm like, daily? Lord, seriously? Like, I don't have that kind of time. So I kind of didn't listen for a few months, and trust me, he was right, because the world beat me down that I allowed it. I couldn't even get mad and I found myself to where I was literally just dead and I was no good to anyone. So at that moment, I cried out to God and I was like, look, I know you said this, so let's try this new rhythm of rest. So I really just kind of did a little research and read, there's biblical resources you can always go to, but just being in prayer and asking God what works for you. And what works best for me is I start every morning in prayer and meditation for at least 15 minutes. And I might not read tons. I might not sit there for an hour on my face, in prayer, but it's just that connection that I need to start my day off right, so to speak, And throughout the day, I'm consistently listening to something edifying. And there is a difference between edifying and it just not being good, and what I mean by edifying is something that uplifts my spirit, something that feeds my soul, not just makes me happy, so to speak. So I start out every morning with that 15 minutes, and then I found that pumps me up and that encourages me. And for me, I have about 6 to 8 hours of a good rhythm at that point. And then my rhythm of rest is after 6 to 8 hours, I need another 20 minutes or another half hour. Sometimes that's a power nap. But if I'm in meetings or what have you, sometimes it's, again, just getting into my little safe zone, my prayer closet, whatever you want to call it, and I take another 20 to 30 minutes. And then I'm rejuvenated again to go for the rest of the evening into the night. And I have really found if I can do that, that 15 to 30 minutes in the morning, that 15 to 30 minutes in late afternoon, going into my evening, I'm rested. And sometimes I only sleep 4 to 5 hours a night, but I still feel like I can conquer the world. And that is definitely my daily rhythm of rest, but I do at least one day a week, try to take a half a day, whether that's just to be with my children and my husband or what have you, to do whatever, like especially on the weekends. I love to go outside hiking. I just love the outdoors, especially here in SoCal. But I tweak it every now and then, and at least in the morning, though, that is nothing. I never, ever, ever skip that. Sometimes the day does get too crazy, and that 2:30 to 3 o'clock, meditation and prayer or nap doesn't get in there, and that's okay. I might end my day a little earlier then. But whatever, you know your body, you know when you're getting worn down. And I just want to encourage you, if you're living your life on that hamster wheel and you just feel like there's no end in sight, I want you to find your rhythm of rest. It will benefit your marriage. It will benefit every relationship you have in your life, whether it's with God, your children, your spouse, your parents, your siblings, your friends, your coworkers. You will find yourself at more peace, more patient. You will find yourself with better overall physical health as far as your pain tolerance, your pain levels. If you do suffer from whether it's migraines or back pain, you will find it better your life. And it's simple, just a rhythm of rest. And I'm not talking 2 or 3 hours a day, because no one's got that kind of time, or at least no one I know. So I want to encourage you to pray about it, to really read your body, listen to your body, and listen to God telling you to slow down, and it's okay, number one. And number two, find your rhythm of rest. I guarantee you'll be better off. So that is it for today. I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm at Shanda at myauthenticme.net, or you can inbox me on IG, DM me. I'm also on Facebook, My Authentic Me. I just want to thank you guys, because that was something that was pressed upon my heart, because a friend had asked me, how I do all the things I do. And this is how, and it will be tweaked, things change, and go with the flow, but always listen to the voice inside and know when it's time to rest. Thank you, and God bless.